The Twilight Zone stars didn't just captivate audiences with their mysterious stories. Their real lives were also filled with tragedy and pain. The deaths of 22 famous actors from this show are a series of events that shocked and surprised people. Some died in unexpected accidents. Others had to fight serious illnesses that no one expected. They lived challenging lives. And their endings were more tragic than what audiences saw on screen. Let's explore the shocking deaths and the pain behind the departure of these stars, deaths that will make you stop, think, and never forget. Vaughn Taylor is an American actor, best known for his roles in films and television shows, especially in the series The Twilight Zone. He has contributed to creating memorable characters in the world of cinema with more than 50 years of activity. Taylor was born on August 5, 1910 in Kansas City, Missouri. In The Twilight Zone, Vaughn Taylor stands out with the role of Mr. Carsville in the episode The Last Rites of Jeff Myrtlebank, 1960. The story in this episode revolves around a man who is believed to have died and come back to life and the strange things that happen after that. Vaughn Taylor's skillful acting ability contributed significantly to the success of this episode, creating a memorable character image in the minds of viewers. Vaughn Taylor died on March 6, 1983, at the age of 72, after a long battle with cancer. In the last months of his life, he suffered from excruciating pain due to the effects of a serious illness, which severely affected his health and spirit. Despite the illness, his family and friends described him as a man who remained optimistic and strong-willed, fighting until his last days. Vaughn Taylor, with his outstanding acting and unforgettable talent in roles such as Mr. Carsville in The Twilight Zone, contributed greatly to the film and television industry. However, his death is not only the loss of a talent but also the pain that his family and friends must face when witnessing the passing of a man who had devoted so much to the arts. Burgess Meredith, 1907 to 1997, was one of Hollywood's most prolific actors. Known for his memorable roles in both film and television, he was beloved across a wide range of genres, from drama to comedy to science fiction, and was one of the standout characters on The Twilight Zone. In the episode, Time Enough at Last, Meredith played Henry Bemis, a man who dreams of being alone to read without being disturbed. But after a tragedy, he becomes the sole survivor of a devastated world. This was a classic role, marking Meredith's excellence in portraying deep emotions and human pain. Burgess Meredith contributed to the success of The Twilight Zone with his unique talent and acting style. Burgess Meredith died on September 9, 1997, at the age of 89, after a long battle with poor health. Before his death, he suffered from many health problems, especially arthritis and age-related problems. However, it is worth noting that despite these difficult years, he continued to work and maintained his passion for his craft until the last years of his life. During his final years, he also faced a lonely life as his wife, Khadija, had passed away before him, causing him to become even more quiet and distant from the world around him. John Anderson, born in 1922 in Clayton, Pennsylvania, was an American actor, widely known for his roles in television and film. Anderson began his acting career in the 1950s and became a familiar face in many popular television series. One of his most notable roles was that of Captain Skipper Farver in the episode The Lonely of The Twilight Zone, where he portrayed a prominent character, a lone soldier on a deserted planet. John Anderson, one of Hollywood's most iconic faces, died on August 7, 1992 at the age of 70. He spent the last years of his life in pain and hardship. Although he did not speak much about his personal life, Anderson faced serious health problems in the later stages of his life, including heart disease and some age-related complications. This led to his repeated hospitalizations. But he could not escape the serious illness. The most shocking thing is that Anderson died not long after he had gone through difficult days due to illness. Although a strong and resilient man, the physical pain had robbed him of the clarity and strength he once had. His friends and colleagues expressed deep regret for the loss of a great star, a talented man who had to suffer silently before leaving this world. Rod Serling, 1924 to 1975, was one of the most brilliant and influential writers in the history of American television. He is widely known as the creator, writer, and narrator of The Twilight Zone, one of the most legendary television shows of all time. Serling changed the way television was told with dramatic and philosophical plots, always using science fiction and fantasy to reflect on hot social issues such as war, racism, and personal freedom. Serling began his career in television in the 1950s, writing scripts for many popular television shows. However, His big break came in 1959 when he created The Twilight Zone. This show not only captivated viewers with thrilling stories but also opened up a space to explore social issues through the lens of the supernatural. Sarling narrated every episode of The Twilight Zone, bringing captivating and suspenseful narration to the audience. Rod Serling, the legendary creator and narrator of The Twilight Zone, died on June 28, 1975, at the age of 50. The cause of his death was cardiovascular disease, specifically a massive heart attack. However, Sarling's death was not just a sudden end, but the result of years of poor health. He had suffered from cardiovascular disease since the 1960s, largely due to the constant stress of his job, his smoking habit, and his poor eating habits. In addition, Sarling faced intense mental struggles throughout his life. After devoting himself to The Twilight Zone and other shows, he grew tired of the television industry, where he constantly struggled with constraints and creative limitations. Disappointment in his work and loss in his personal life haunted him. As his health deteriorated, Sarling went through painful months of illness, losing his vitality. His sudden death not only saddened his fans, but also left an unfillable void in the television industry, where Sarling had contributed so much, but also endured great sacrifices. Jack Klugman, born April 27, 1922 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, was one of the most prominent actors in American television. Known for his distinctive and memorable roles, he was a versatile actor, capable of transforming into many genres, from comedy to drama. Klugman left his mark on audiences through his roles in many television series, but his most memorable role was in The Twilight Zone as Captain Ross in the episode A Passage for Trumpet. Jack Klugman passed away on December 24, 2012, at the age of 90. His death shocked many fans, because of the legendary acting career he built. Before his death, Klugman had been battling serious illnesses, most notably throat cancer, which he had suffered from since the 1970s. Despite undergoing multiple treatments and surgeries, the disease had taken a toll on his health, causing him to gradually lose his ability to speak and endure prolonged pain. Along with cancer, Klugman also suffered from pneumonia, which severely weakened his health. During his final years, despite his frail and painful body, Klugman remained optimistic and continued to participate in artistic activities. However, the pain and illness gradually affected his abilities, and he eventually breathed his last peacefully at his home in Los Angeles, leaving behind an immortal legacy in the entertainment industry and in the hearts of his fans. Klugman's death is a great loss to the entertainment industry, but also a testament to the resilience and determination of a man who lived fully in the profession he loved. J. Pat O'Malley, 1904 to 1985, was an American actor whose career spanned several decades in the film industry. He was especially known for his roles in films and television shows from the 1930s to the 1970s. O'Malley appeared in a variety of genres, from comedies to classics to family films. He was prominent in supporting roles, playing cute or humorous characters, but also took on serious roles. One of his most notable roles was as Gooberman, the drunkard in an episode of The Twilight Zone, where he demonstrated his talent for creating a character that was both tragic and comedic, impressing audiences. J. Pat O'Malley, a talented actor with a career spanning decades, died on December 27, 1985, at the age of 81. Although not known for his leading roles, O'Malley made a lasting impression through his supporting roles, most notably as Gooberman, the drunkard on The Twilight Zone. However, his death was marred by great pain. Before his death, O'Malley had been dealing with serious health problems. In his final years, he suffered from severe heart disease, which often required him to be hospitalized and in pain. Although he fought the disease, his health gradually declined. O'Malley's death came slowly, and according to many sources, he suffered from fatigue and pain before he passed away. His final months were a difficult time as he struggled with illness and loneliness. Without the presence of family or close friends in the industry. Barney Phillips, born December 19, 1913 in St. Louis, Missouri, is an American actor best known for his roles in television shows and films. He is best known for his role as Captain E.L. Gunther in the episode The Arrival of The Twilight Zone, where he portrayed a serious and responsible military character. With his ability to portray a variety of roles, from serious characters to villainous ones, Phillips impressed audiences and was an integral part of the films and shows he appeared in. His career spanned from the 1940s to the 1970s, and he was a familiar face to television audiences in the 1950s and 1960s. Barney Phillips, who played Captain E.L. Gunther in The Twilight Zone, played a serious and responsible military character. Gunther, from the Twilight Zone episode, The Arrival, died on November 19, 1982, at the age of 68. His passing was not only a shock to his fans, but also a long battle with serious health problems. Before his death, Phillips had been struggling with heart disease and related complications. This disease gradually weakened his health during the last years of his life. During his illness, Phillips underwent many painful and difficult treatments, but he still maintained a passionate career. However, his heart disease could not be controlled and eventually led to his death. His final months were a series of physical and mental pain, as he suffered from severe health problems. However, his contributions to the entertainment industry and his outstanding performances will still be remembered by audiences. George Mitchell was an American actor who appeared in television and film roles from the 1950s. He is best known for his role in The Twilight Zone, where he demonstrated his great acting ability, contributing significantly to the success of this legendary series. Mitchell had a long and rich acting career, participating in many famous films and television shows. George Mitchell died on August 24, 1968, at the age of 56. His death was a sad loss to the entertainment industry, as he had much potential and a career that had not yet been fully developed. Prior to his death, Mitchell had been facing health difficulties, especially a long-term illness that he suffered from in the last years of his life. Details of his illness have not been made public, but it is believed that he suffered from serious health problems that prevented him from continuing to work on projects he loved. Mitchell's sudden death has left many in the film and television industry shocked and saddened, as he was known as a talented actor with the ability to portray emotional and profound roles. Before his death, George Mitchell had worked very hard and devoted himself to his acting career, despite his health beginning to decline. Cyril Delavanti, 1903 to 1991, was an English actor, known for his roles in American films and television shows. He began his acting career in the 1940s and quickly gained attention for his smooth and deep acting style. Delavanti often took on supporting roles, but his ability to convey emotion through each role made him a familiar face in films and television shows, especially in the 1950s and 1960s. In The Twilight Zone, Cyril Delavanti is best known for his role as Franklin in the episode, The Obsolete Man, 1959. This is one of the most beloved episodes of the series, where he played a key role in the story. With a dramatic and convincing performance, Delavanti portrayed a character full of pain and darkness, reflecting the cruelty of the oppressive regime and political system. His role was a huge part of the success of the show, making The Twilight Zone one of the most influential series in American television history. Cyril Delavanti died on February 22, 1991, at the age of 87. After a long and dedicated life in the arts, his final years were not easy. Delavanti suffered from serious health problems, especially Alzheimer's disease, which caused him to lose his ability to perceive and recall precious memories. He was tormented by physical and mental pain during his final months. While Alzheimer's was the direct cause of his death, it is shocking that during these years, Delavanti spent many lonely days, unable to communicate or participate in the activities he loved. His pain was not only physical but also mental, as memories of his career and achievements gradually faded. Delavanti's death was not only the passing of a veteran actor but also the end of a life filled with pain in the final days. The stories behind the deaths of the actors in The Twilight Zone are not just about the end of their lives, but also about the lessons of resilience, pain and oblivion they faced in their later years. These actors brought us impressive moments on screen, and even though their lives have ended, their legacies will live on in the works they left behind. Thank you for joining us in reviewing these touching and surprising stories. Surely, the characters they portrayed will live on in our minds forever. If you want to continue discovering more interesting stories about stars and shocking things in the history of cinema, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos. Please continue to accompany us on journeys of discovery full of surprises and emotions.